Your mouth is one of the most powerful weapons you possess. Yet most people use it against themselves every single day. They wake up speaking defeat before the day even begins. They complain about problems, criticize their situation, blame others for their failures, and constantly repeat negative thoughts until those thoughts become their reality. If you truly want to change your life, you must first learn how to control your mouth, because your words shape your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your future. Every successful person understands that language matters. The way you speak reveals the way you think. Weak language creates weak behavior. Powerful language creates confidence, discipline, and action. Some of you are losing battles before you even step onto the field because your mouth has already convinced you that you can't win. You say things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never make it," "maybe success isn't for me," and then wonder why your motivation disappears. Listen carefully. Your mind is always listening to what your mouth is saying. When you constantly feed yourself negativity, your confidence begins to collapse. But when you speak strength, purpose, and determination, your mentality begins to rise. That doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend life is easy. It means you refuse to become mentally weak through your own speech. Champions don't deny pain, but they also don't surrender to it emotionally. They speak solutions instead of excuses. They speak growth instead of fear. They speak faith even when circumstances look impossible. A lot of people talk too much and work too little. They announce every dream, every idea, every goal, but never put in the effort required to achieve those things. Stop talking about what you're going to do and start becoming disciplined enough to actually do it. Silence and execution will always be louder than empty words. There are people spending hours arguing online, gossiping about others, complaining about politics, criticizing successful people, and spreading negativity while their own life stays stuck. Understand this. Every unnecessary conversation drains your energy. Every emotional reaction steals focus from your purpose. Mature people know when to stay quiet. Strong people don't need to prove themselves to everybody. Sometimes the greatest display of power is emotional control. When somebody insults you, you don't always need to respond. When somebody doubts you, you don't always need to defend yourself. Let your results speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your success make the noise. Your mouth should become a tool that builds your future instead of destroying it. Speak vision over your life every day. Speak discipline when your feelings tell you to quit. Speak confidence when fear enters your mind. Speak gratitude instead of constantly focusing on what's missing. Many people stay miserable because they have trained themselves to only notice problems. They wake up negative, talk negative all day, and then expect positive outcomes. Life doesn't work like that. Your words influence your emotions, and your emotions influence your actions. If you want different results, you must change your language first. Stop saying "I can't" every time life becomes difficult. Stop saying "maybe later" every time discipline is required. Stop speaking like a victim when you were created to become stronger through struggle. Every great leader, athlete, entrepreneur, and champion understands the importance of controlling their speech. They know careless words can destroy opportunities, relationships, and momentum. Before you speak, ask yourself, are your words creating growth or creating weakness? Are they building your future or damaging your mindset? Because every single day your mouth is either pushing you closer to greatness or pulling you further away from it. Control your mouth and you begin controlling your life. Your mind is the control center of your entire life. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every level you reach begins in your mind first. That's why the greatest battle you will ever fight is not against another person, not against your circumstances, and not against your past. It is the battle against your own thoughts. Most people lose this battle daily without even realizing it. They allow fear to dominate their thinking. They allow doubt to speak louder than their dreams. They let one failure convince them they are failures. They let criticism from other people become the voice that controls their confidence. But if you truly want greatness, you must learn how to control your mind, because an uncontrolled mind will destroy opportunities that talent alone could never save. Every successful person you admire learned how to discipline their thinking. They understood that life will attack your mentality before it attacks anything else. There will always be distractions trying to steal your focus. Social media wants your attention. Negative people want your energy. Toxic environments want your peace. Fear wants your confidence. Laziness wants your future. And if you don't train your mind intentionally, you will become mentally weak without even noticing it. A weak mind constantly searches for comfort, excuses, and shortcuts. A strong mind accepts discomfort, responsibility, and discipline. That's the difference between average people and elite performers. Average people let emotions control their actions. Elite people learn how to stay committed even when emotions change. Some days you will wake up motivated, but many days you won't. That's where mental discipline matters most. Anybody can work hard when they feel inspired. But can you stay focused when life becomes painful? Can you keep moving when nobody supports you? Can you continue believing in yourself after repeated failure? That is where champions are created. Your environment also plays a massive role in shaping your thoughts. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, gossip, complaining, and small-minded thinking, eventually your own mindset will become poison. That's why protecting your mind is essential. Be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you watch daily. Be careful who you allow to influence your thinking. Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant inside it grows. Plant fear and anxiety grows. Plant excuses and weakness grows. Plant discipline and strength grows. Plant vision and success grows. Many people spend years replaying painful memories in their minds, reliving old mistakes, and carrying guilt that keeps them emotionally trapped. Listen carefully. Your past should teach you, not control you. You cannot build a powerful future while constantly living inside old pain. Learn from the lesson and move forward. Mental growth requires letting go of the mindset that kept you stuck. Some of you need to stop overthinking every opportunity. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop doubting yourself every time a challenge appears. Fear has already stolen enough years from your life. It's time to take control back. Train your mind daily like an athlete trains their body. Read books that strengthen your thinking. Spend time alone reflecting on your goals. Replace negative self-talk with confidence and purpose. Build routines that develop mental toughness, because the truth is, success is not only physical, it is deeply mental. The people who win in life are not always the smartest or most talented. Often, they are simply the people who refuse to quit mentally. They learned how to stay focused during hard seasons. They learned how to silence doubt and continue moving forward. And now it's your turn to do the same. Stop allowing your mind to become a prison filled with fear, excuses, and negativity. Your mind should become your greatest weapon, not your biggest weakness. When you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. When you control your emotions, you control your actions. And when you control your actions consistently, you begin to control your destiny. Everything changes the moment you decide your mind will no longer work against you, but instead work for the future you truly deserve. Money is one of the greatest tests of discipline, and most people fail that test not because they don't earn enough, but because they never learn how to control their spending habits, emotions, and financial decisions. Everybody wants wealth, but very few people want the discipline required to build it. People see success online and immediately want the lifestyle without understanding the sacrifices behind it. They want expensive clothes, luxury cars, status, and attention, but they don't want budgeting, patience, investing, or long-term thinking. That mindset keeps people trapped financially for years. If you truly want to change your life, you must stop treating money emotionally and start treating it strategically. Every dollar you earn should have purpose attached to it. Too many people spend money trying to impress others while secretly struggling behind the scenes. They buy things they cannot afford just to look successful for a few moments online. Listen carefully. Looking rich and being wealthy are completely different things. Looking rich is temporary. Real wealth creates freedom. Freedom means you can take care of your family during emergencies. Freedom means you are not controlled by fear every time a bill arrives. Freedom means you have choices, peace of mind, and stability. But none of that happens without self-control. Most financial problems begin with impulsive behavior. People buy based on emotions instead of priorities. They spend money to feel better temporarily. They chase pleasure today and ignore consequences tomorrow. That is why financial discipline is so important. Mature people understand delayed gratification. They know that sometimes you must sacrifice short-term comfort to build long-term success. You might need to say no to unnecessary spending today so you can create opportunities tomorrow. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Wealth is built slowly through consistency, discipline, and smart habits. A lot of people dream about making millions, but they cannot even manage a small amount responsibly. If you cannot control small money, bigger money will only create bigger problems. Your financial habits reveal your mindset. Are you saving consistently? Are you investing in your skills? Are you planning for your future? Or are you living paycheck to paycheck because every dollar disappears on distractions? Social media has created dangerous pressure where people constantly compare their lives to others. They see somebody traveling, buying expensive items, or showing luxury online, and suddenly they feel behind in life. But comparison destroys financial wisdom. Many people who appear successful online are deeply stressed financially in private. Stop competing with appearances. Focus on building real security. Focus on ownership. Focus on creating income streams and opportunities that will still matter years from now. Money should become a tool that helps you build your vision, not a weapon that destroys your future through careless decisions. Some of you need to completely change your relationship with money. Stop wasting money on things that add no value to your growth. Invest in knowledge, invest in your health, invest in skills that can increase your income. Learn how money works instead of just spending it. Financial education can completely transform your future if you apply it consistently. There will be moments where discipline feels uncomfortable. There will be times when everybody around you is spending recklessly, while you are staying focused on your goals. Stay disciplined anyway. Temporary sacrifice creates long-term rewards. Every successful person understands this principle. They learned how to control impulses. They learned how to think long-term instead of emotionally. They learned how to make money work for them instead of becoming slaves to money. At the end of the day, financial freedom is not only about income, it's about control. Control over your habits, your emotions, and your decisions. Because once you learn how to control your money, you stop living in survival mode and start building a future filled with options, peace, and real power. True transformation happens when you learn how to master all three areas of your life together: your mouth, your mind, and your money. Most people focus on only one area while ignoring the others, and that's why they stay stuck in cycles of frustration. You can speak confidently, but if your mind is filled with fear, eventually your actions will collapse. You can think positively, but if your financial habits are reckless, stress will eventually control your life. You can make money, but if your mouth constantly creates conflict, negativity, and emotional reactions, relationships and opportunities will suffer. Real power comes when all three are disciplined at the same time. Your mouth controls the atmosphere around you. Your mind controls the decisions within you. Your money controls many of the opportunities available to you. When these three areas are aligned, your life begins to move differently. You stop reacting emotionally to everything around you. You stop living carelessly. You stop allowing temporary feelings to control permanent decisions. Instead, you begin operating with purpose, vision, and discipline. Most people never reach their full potential because they lack self-control. They speak without thinking. They think negatively without realizing it. They spend emotionally without planning. Then they wonder why life feels chaotic. Understand this clearly. Success is not only about talent. There are talented people everywhere who remain broke, distracted, and frustrated because they never mastered themselves. Self-control is one of the greatest advantages a person can develop. In a world filled with distractions, emotional reactions, and instant gratification, discipline has become rare. Everybody wants fast success, but few people are willing to control themselves long enough to build something meaningful. The person who learns to control their mouth avoids unnecessary conflict, protects relationships, and speaks life into their future. The person who controls their mind develops resilience, confidence, and focus during difficult seasons. The person who controls their money creates stability, opportunities, and long-term freedom. Put all three together, and you create a powerful foundation for success. Think about how many lives are destroyed because one of these areas is left undisciplined. Some people ruin careers because they cannot control their words during emotional moments. Others destroy their potential because negative thinking becomes stronger than their ambition. Others finally make money but lose everything because they never learned financial discipline. This is why mastering all three matters so much. They are connected. Your mindset influences your speech. Your speech influences your confidence. Your confidence influences your decisions. Your decisions influence your finances and future. Everything works together. That's why growth must happen internally before it becomes visible externally. You cannot build an extraordinary life with ordinary habits. At some point, you must become intentional about who you are becoming every single day. Stop allowing anger to control your mouth. Stop allowing fear to control your thoughts. Stop allowing impulses to control your finances. Mature people understand that every decision has consequences. Every careless word, every negative thought, every reckless purchase slowly shapes the direction of your life. The good news is this: if bad habits can shape your future negatively, disciplined habits can completely transform it positively. Imagine waking up every day with control over your emotions, your thinking, and your finances. Imagine becoming the kind of person who remains calm under pressure, focused during chaos, and disciplined even when nobody is watching. That level of self-control creates confidence that cannot be shaken easily. It creates peace because you are no longer controlled by every emotion or distraction around you. Greatness is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built daily through disciplined choices that most people ignore. Every time you choose silence instead of unnecessary arguments, you grow stronger. Every time you choose positive thinking instead of fear, you grow mentally tougher. Every time you choose wise financial decisions instead of emotional spending, you build stability for your future. These small decisions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they completely change your life. Master your mouth so your words create power. Master your mind so your thoughts create discipline. Master your money so your future creates freedom. Once you learn to control all three, you stop surviving life and start leading it with purpose, strength, and vision.